All right, so welcome to the 16th day of the Ronco Show. And today we're going to be going from standard form to slope intercept and from slope intercept to standard form. Okay, make sure that you know what each one of them looks like. Okay, slope intercept oftentimes has a fraction, doesn't have to, but standard form never has a fraction. Standard form always looks like this, in this general shape. You have x's and then y's and an equal sign and then a number. Okay. Sure everyone's got a copy down. Good. Okay, the first way is going from right to left, from standard form to slope intercept form. Okay, that's going to be our first attack. Okay, because it's the same process every single time. Okay, if you're going from slope intercept to standard, you might have it could be a one-step process. It could be a two-step process. And worst case scenario, it's a three-step process. Okay, but going from the first way, going from slope intercept form to standard, sorry, from standard to slope intercept, that's pretty straightforward. So we're going to do that first. Okay. Let's do 4x plus 3y equals, let's do 21. Okay. So, a couple of things to know about standard form. You have a y right there on the right, that's your target. You're trying to get this y alone. That's the job. So we have to get rid of the 4x, and we have to get rid of the 3. See? And those are our two steps. So let's first get rid of the 4x. Okay? Right now, the 4x is a positive 4x, isn't it? So we're going to subtract it on both sides to get rid of it. It's going to come over to the other side. Now, my advice at this moment is to remember what your target looks like. Okay? Go back here for a second. You had the variable and a coefficient, and then you had a constant. Okay? So the constant's over on the right. Okay? So let's, when we write this right-hand side down, let's put it down this way. Is that 21 a positive or a negative? Positive. See, if we had written it the other way, then it wouldn't look like it's supposed to. It wouldn't be wrong. It just wouldn't look like it's supposed to. Okay? But why can't I make this 17x? 21 minus 4x. Why can't I make that 17x? Can I do that? Absolutely. And are those like terms? No, they're not like terms, so I cannot combine them. Very good. So here we are. First step. We're good to go. Now, what's the next thing I have to do in order to get y? What's still there that's got to go? The 3. The 3's got to go. What's the 3 doing? Is it adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? What's it doing? The 3 is adding right here? Yeah, the 3 is multiplying. So what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So that's what we're going to do to get rid of it. Now, 3 divided by 3, that's what? 3 divided by 3 is 1. And what's 1y? What do we also call that? Just plain old y, right? I don't need to write 1y, do I? No, that's kind of extra and that's unnecessary. Negative 4 over 3, can that reduce? Can that reduce? No. So we just leave it alone. If we can't reduce it, we leave it alone. And that's okay, because we kind of expected there to be a fraction. You know? A lot of times slope-intercept form has a fraction. So this is okay in that spot. What about 21 over 3? 21 divided by 3 is 7. That's the process. Okay? Cool? Two-step process? All right, let's do another one. Okay. What's my first step here? What do I do first? Move the who, what, divide, what? Subtract the 5x. So what should I write first over here? What should I write? Should I write 6 minus 5x or negative 5x plus 6? Right. We want our answer to be in that form where the x's go first and then the constants go last. And that 6 is positive, isn't it? Right? So since it's positive, it stays positive, and we keep it as a plus. Now what do I do? Divide by 2. Negative 5 over 2. Is that reduced? You sure it reduced? No, it does not. Good. So negative 5 over 2x plus 3. You see how that works? Two-step process. And if you need to reduce, you reduce. You move it, and then you divide it. And if you reduce, you reduce. Okay. Let's see if everybody's paying attention. Let's do... Let's try this one. It's my first step. Take the 4x off of it first. So we do what? I'll do it again. Subtract 4x. Very good. Getting there. All right. I just made a mistake. What was it? Well, I forgot the negative. Very good. Careful. Don't lose your signs. If something is negative, it stays negative unless it changes for a good reason. Okay? What do I write over on this side? And then minus 21. Very good. Now what do I have to do to get a y alone? The job is to get y alone. Divide by who? Negative 7. What is this? Ooh, right-hand side. What happened? Oh, sorry, left-hand side. What happens to the left-hand side? Just plain old y. Very good. And now what's this what's that right-hand side? Negative 4 divided by negative 7. Is that reduced? That's right. A negative over a negative is a positive. So what do I write over here? Instead of negative 4 over negative 7, I write what? 4/7. Nice. And now what about this other one over here, this 21 and this 7, this negative and the negative? What happens to that? Right, because it's, again, a negative over a negative. So negative over a negative is a positive. 21 divided by 7 is a 3. And we're done. Is this sinking in? You see the process? Okay, it's the same routine every single time. Okay, let's see if one last one, see if we're all paying attention. Ooh, okay. That's all it's got, all by itself. Sophia, what's my first step? Oh, yes, you do. Second, we're gonna. Someone's hiding. What do you got, Liz? Good. And now what do I write? Oh, on this side. Negative y. Very good. And on this side? Good. And now, how do I get y alone? Okay, so this is this. What can I put in front of this y? I could always put a 1, can't I? Right? And the same thing goes with the x, right? And what happens now? divide all of them by -1. Very good. And what's left over here on the right? On the left, I'm sorry. On the left. Plain old y, which was the goal, right? The whole idea was to get y alone, right? Now what's this over here? -1 divided by -1. 1. And do I need to write 1x? Yeah, we're kind of beyond that, right? Right, Khalif? Yeah. So yeah. Exactly. Hold on. Welcome to Tuesday. Okay, and now 3 divided by -1 is what? Negative. How do we feel? You okay? Okay. I'm going to give you one, and I'm going to keep my hands off of it, and you guys are going to do it all on your own. All right, we have an answer. Thank you for hopping off your phone. What do I do first? Now what? Ooh, -5x plus 1. Now what? Have I made a mistake? What's my mistake? -5. Very good. Okay, can I reduce 1 over 3? Can I reduce -5 over 3? Are we allowed fractions? Okay, we are in high school. Fractions are allowed. So yes, we are done. We all good for this? We straight? Okay. Question? In a minute. We'll work on when we're getting through the talk, then we will. Okay. How do we feel? Feel okay? You feel adventurous in being able to do the backwards? Go backwards? Yeah. All right. We have time. Let's do this. We'll come back to that next, but right now, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are going to work on these slips first, and then once you guys are a little bit more comfortable with it, then we're going to go ahead and do the reverse. So we're going to pause for a commercial break. This episode of The Ronco Show has been brought to you by Slope Intercept.